And there it goes. Look at that. It's generating so fast too. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Stoneblock 4 today. We are going to be getting into the Replication mod. A mod that kind of acts like Project E does normally. Not in this mod pack, it kind of got broken down a little bit. But it has a lot of other functionalities to it that make it a bit more interesting, let's say. I don't know which one I actually prefer. Probably Project E, because it's got weapons, and I like weapons. So, for us to get started with this, it's actually going to be just a bit of crafting in the beginning. So, if we go over to the, I think it's just general tech. Here it is, generating resources. There is a little mini replication quest line. This starts with getting replica. I'd already gotten replica in the past through various means, but the base way to get raw replica is to just brush down some other rock, which you can just get from throwing in a spirit fire. That you can find in the Arcane Grove, or you can just make it with some other means that I don't want to deal with. With that in mind, how much replica do I actually have? I can't spell it for the life of me. 28. That might just be enough for me to get by, as replica actually does also have matter value to it. So I could just make this work with just this little bit that I have. So the first thing we need is the disintegrator. The disintegrator is going to take 5 of that replica, as well as some glass. But we're also going to need these two things here called matter tanks, which each respectively take another 4. So that's going to bring us down a good bit. But there we go, that gives us the disintegrator. With that disintegrator ready, we can almost get this stuff done. We're just also going to now need ourselves a way to power this stuff. And that's with the matter network pipe, which takes another 2 of a replica, but gives us 8 pipes, so we should at the very least be good on that. The next thing that we're going to need is the most important one, the replicator itself. And for us to get it, it is surprisingly cheap. The question is, did I ever make that a crafting recipe? I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna need to take this stuff manually. Fortunately, it doesn't need anything fancy, and we've already gotten everything here for this. We just need our infused alloy, a basic core, and the replica, and that should already be going. While I'm here in the world engine, I also want to address something that I kind of added to this. I noticed that some recipes in the world engine actually involve having stress units involved in them. So what I did was I just grabbed some electric motors, which you can just buy from some of the shops, and then I just put them across some encased chain drives. That way this stuff is constantly pumping out 64. I don't know if it'll take more or less depending on how other things go. Create is kind of weird when it comes to its stress units, but hey, at least it should be fine. So there we go. Now we've gotten ourselves the replicator. Now with this, we already realistically have everything we need to start making more of this replica. The only thing we're missing is the 5 types of matter that is needed to create this. I can only really afford, actually not even 2, I can only afford 1 other matter tank right now. That is not good. So does that mean I'm gonna need to make more replica? No, actually it does not, because we can buy matter tanks full of matter with varying degrees of them. The cheapest ones I can actually buy at the Echo of the Enchanter for only $85. I am a little short right now, but I've actually found a pretty good way for me to start generating money. The bounty board has so much good things for me to do. One of them is the questing ram, which I just been taking on and off, but that one's not gonna be available for another 39 minutes. But I have some other better ways that I have been working with. One is to go over and fight the Ender Guardian. We found him. I can fight the Warden. That gives me another 40 bucks. This guy gives me another 40 bucks. If I want to fight a Wither, he could give me another 25 bucks, all of which is good. But I've set up some other automations. I have more Ignitium, which I had set up for my hostile neural networks a little while ago, so I can submit 8 blocks of that, and that gets me straight 75 bucks. I can also make 64 steel plates to make another 15 bucks, but that takes a little bit. I can also make another 64 wyvern cores, which generates me another 75 bucks. Me getting enough money for this is very possible, since I'm only going to need to actively buy, where's the replica? Yeah, I'm only going to need to buy 5 tanks if I want to start making more replica like this. The only question is, will it be enough? Alrighty, so now it's the moment of truth to know if we have enough. So I don't actually know the names by the symbols, At least not all of them. 4 of these I think I recognize. So the one with the dirt, I'm pretty sure is earth. And then I'm pretty sure that the one, yeah, the ender pearl is ender. And then the crystal is precious. By process of elimination, I'm pretty sure that the whole singularity one is quantum. So I can at least go ahead and buy these 4. Oh, wait, there's another one here. Oh, metallic. Ah, well, there we go. Wait, I was able to afford them all with 1 cent to spare. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am glad that I went through all these guys then. Dude, the steel plating one, it takes a while for it to get all the way through, but it was worth it. Now that I have these guys, I'm just gonna make the basic setup for the moment. I do intend to go a bit balls to the wall with this soon. Here's how this is going to work. Each of these is going to be dedicated for their own matter. And I can also go ahead and lock these guys. Actually, they might, wait, there's a void access option? Well, these guys appear to be locked already, so that's good. What's really cool is I don't need to request these yet if I have the item in question, because I can go ahead and set this to infinite mode, and that'll then just start generating this. The only thing left that we need is power. And there it goes. Look at that. It's generating so fast too. And since we have 64K of these guys, and yeah, they only take not that much of these, we're definitely gonna have enough replica for me to go with this. So here we go. That should be a bit more than enough for us to work with right now. Now what we want is a way to actually make this a bit more proper, because just putting an item in for us to make more of it, it's not terribly great. We actually want a way to be able to request them. Unfortunately, there is actually a way for us to do that, and that would be with the replication terminal. Oh wow, only 6? Rookie numbers. We can afford that very easily. We're also going to want to go ahead and make ourselves a glass pane. Fortunately, I got those babies set to autocraft, which I probably wouldn't need to do, but it's easy enough, so it's fine. So then we could go ahead and take another 5 of those, and we get ourselves an identification chamber. Looks like I might actually want to go ahead and make a bit more replica, because, oh, I'm running so low. I'm running so low on such a precious resource. Oh, whatever will I do? We can go ahead and then make ourselves our chip storage and also a chip. We should be good to go. I'm gonna want to go ahead and make 1 more batch of these matter pipes just for the sake of this. You're all gonna see here soon enough. So now we can go ahead and make ourselves our identification chamber right here, our chip storage, which we could put a chip in, but we won't do that just yet. And then let's also go ahead and wrap this baby around, and then we can just go ahead and put our, no, I don't like it down there. I like being able to reach my stuff, so let's go ahead and put this one up, and there we go. Now we've got ourselves a replication terminal, but as you can see, we can't really see inside of it. We can see how much of each matter we have, which is good, but there's nothing in here. That's where the identification chamber and chip comes in. If we put this chip in here, and then put something with matter inside of here. Wait, chips have matter. That's interesting to know. But no, we need to put the chip over here, and then we can put the item in question over into here, and that stores it inside of the chip. So now, if we go and put this in the chip storage, we can store 15 different recipes in here. I can now actively replicate this stuff automatically. And as you can see, that either says 6,000 or 8,000. The letters are really small. We can make a butt ton of replica. So let's just go ahead and make 2 stacks worth of it. That is beautiful, but it is also a little bit slow. We can speed this up in 2 ways. One of which is to make this baby right here the replication enclosure. We just need to go ahead and make ourselves a bit of purple stained glass, then surround that in one of our replicas, and then we get that baby. And then what this thing will do is we can actually see it in here. It'll increase replication speed by 80%, but it also increases the energy consumption by 150%. So it makes a pretty penny, but look at that. It is so fast. Now, the other way that we can do this would be to add more replicators, because as long as there's more of those on the network, it should work out just fine. So we've shown what all of these guys do, but that then begs the question, what does the disintegrator do? Well, that'll break things down into their basic matter components and store them in available matter tanks. Now, I believe there are 2 or 3 more matters that I need, So I should probably make those tanks as well and then throw something very special into here. All right, I got the other tanks and it looks like all of my replica is done generating, so that's good. So now what we can go ahead and do is just put down our last few tanks right here. I can go ahead and actually add a lot of these tanks and it'll store in a bunch of things. Like if I want to make towers of them, I absolutely could. Which actually, in hindsight, maybe I should add the tank also to one of the chips as well. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. But it's about to get even more ridiculous, because let me show you all something. There's one thing in here that I have very easily able to get, and that is red matter. It gives an obscene amount of every single matter. Actually, I think it gives, yeah, 16.4K for everything. With just one of those, that fills all of these guys up exponentially. So now we've got all of the matters, we've got all of these guys, and we have an item that can actually allow us to start generating even more matter, which will allow us to start making items incredibly easily. That then begs the question, can we automate this? How could we automate this process? Well, that would be very easy. We would just need the disintegrator and a way to automate our red matter. I think I have a way to do that, and it involves our good old energy collectors. Now, the energy collectors are not that hard to get. I believe I'm able to get the Mark II ones very easily. Yeah, in our current world engine setup, those guys are very easy to make. And I may have actually set this up to autocraft. Alternatively, I could buy it for 100 schmeckaroos, but even I'm not that insane. So let's go ahead and make, say, 9 of these guys. Looks like everything's sorted, so it should be able to just craft them, no problem. It'll send those guys over to the world engine to get those guys crafted. Even though these guys will be able to help, they won't actually be of a direct use to being able to make ourselves our antimatter. For us to do that, we're gonna need another 2 things. One of which is the antimatter relay Mark III, which can only be generated as Mark III. Oh, hey, and the energy collectors are done. Which the antimatter relay Mark III actually also takes some replica, so that's good. And it also takes the stress thing that I had mentioned earlier at the world engine, so it's good that I got around to that. But there is another thing that we're going to need as well, and I believe it is not called that. It's from Project E. What was it called again? It's like a chest. Ah, here it is. Yeah, the energy condenser. This thing is very easy to forget. What? This thing is very easy for me to get. I literally just need 8 replica, a diamond lattice, and 16 lapis. And it's finally come back, so now we got ourselves our energy condenser, which also has matter value. Oh, that's beautiful. Now then, let me go ahead and grab myself some of my red matter. It should be around in here. With this baby, what we can do with it. I don't know if I can actually break this thing or not without a red matter tool. Okay, wait, I should be able to break it. Okay, yeah, cool. I probably shouldn't have been so dangerous, but that's fine. You can see right here, we got 2 inventories. We can put things in this inventory. We can't put things in this inventory. That is because this is an output. If I set anything with EMC up to here, now this is going to be configured to red matter. So let me go ahead and grab myself some dark matter, some of the only other things that does actually have EMC value. If I throw one of these into here, you can see it filled up a progress bar and the matter disappeared. I can then go ahead and add 2 more of these guys, and now we've gotten ourselves a red matter, but it won't just take it from item sources. Oh, no, no, no. We can do better. Yes, I could just pipe in my Addernow's fuel automation to try and make this, but that would be a massive waste of resources, I feel. So instead, we're gonna make ourselves a power flower. Now, a power flower is not normally that hard to get. We're just going to need to grab ourselves our energy collectors that I have here, and also the antimatter relay that I had mentioned before. The antimatter relay is a bit interesting for us to get, as I've already gotten a few of these, but they are a little odd. We got the replica, we got shadow steel, which was pretty much just me setting up dark steel down in my alloying thing and then getting that sent over to the world engine, which is another one that needed the stress, so there we go, we got that fine. And then the zirconium, I'm actually able to get from a crushed kiwi setup in an unearther, which since I've already gotten pretty much everything I can get from these guys as chickens, I decided to shift this guy over from making gravel to actually making all the different crystals. And we're getting a good bit of those. The last thing though, the charged redstone crystal is where this is gonna get interesting. Now, I can use that in the energizing orb. I already set that up to autocraft, so that's fine. But then we're also gonna need redstone crystals, which use fluix crystals for one, but also it's dropped in water. This is not good. We need something else in order for us to autocraft this. And that's where I wanna actually get this thing here called the reaction chamber. It's not terribly expensive. It's just gonna need an ultimate control circuit, which I can already make easily. Actually, I can make it possibly a little bit more easily. Yeah, no, this is way cheaper. I can make it inside of this thing now for the Oritech thing for way cheaper than I could before. That's handy dandy. Okay, so we just need 2 of that, a dense energy cell, which I can just buy for 20 bucks. I am a little short, but I should actually be able to get the bounty board thing for my head in, yeah, another 5 minutes. So I'll probably take a quick lunch break and then do that off screen. And then this last thing here, the extended machine frame, is actually accessible to us now that I was able to get my intro crystals a few episodes ago. We are just gonna need to do another submerged setup, but with the crystals that we had managed to get, we should actually be able to crush those easily. And very fortunately, in fact, I had just enough left over from my whole escapade with the whole drill incident. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get all of these guys set up. I will come back when I have the reaction chamber and some of its autocrafts put into it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alrighty, I got the reaction chamber, which means we're finally ready to set this baby up. I'm just gonna have all of this go at about here. I have the recipes I should need so I can finally automate Flux. So that's good. And we've also got our infinite water cell to be able to pour the water in. So that should be good. So now I'm pretty sure I should have everything I need to go ahead and make myself 5 antimatter relays minus the replica. We can go ahead and pour that in. There will be an important way for me to be able to perfectly automate that whole function later. But for right now, let's go ahead and just pour this in here. And then we should just need to set it to craft. There we go. It'll all be good. And we should actually be able to see in here. Yeah, it gets all that set up. It makes an obscene amount, so it's perfectly fine. I think I just need to wait now. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and set up an area for this baby now too.
Much later.
Alrighty, so I made just a small area for this thing. I don't know if it'll be big enough. Actually, I might want to expand it out by at least 1 more. But that's fine. I'll do that in a second. You know, I don't even know why I'm already doing it as I'm saying it. But what I want to now do is I want to put a hopper right here, and then we can put our energy condenser right here. Now, the reason why I'm going to do it like this is I don't actually have enough money to afford something else that could make this even better right now. Because for those of you who know what I'm doing, you might recognize that there is a bit of a better way to do this. I just don't have the money for it right now. But once I surround this guy, it'll then start everything inside of here. I just won't be able to see it. So there we go. Now that's the basic part of this done. Then what I can go ahead and do is with these guys having the ability to transfer the EMC that these guys will generate, I put these all on top and around here. And there we go. That should then give us our power flower. I'm gonna need 4 more energy collectors, it looks like, for this thing to be better. But here we go. And in the time, it did not generate us a thing yet. So that's good, though. So now we can go ahead and just pour all of these guys around in here. I need to make sure that this is generating EMC. Okay, yeah, it does look like it's generating EMC just fine. So that is good. Yes, I was right. I am indeed actually going to need to make this whole thing 1 wider. Now that's all illuminating this just fine, but we can make it even better. As if I head on over to where my glowstone is, I'm pretty sure I made a glowstone chicken. Yeah, I kind of went chicken happy yesterday in between episodes because I realized that, like, a lot of my resources that I'm getting from those guys that I had mentioned earlier that are now defunct, I never made an auto smelting, and I figured I can just make the chicken, so I'm just gonna do that now. So that is what I did, and I was able to get a glowstone chicken. And with glowstone, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you see that little sunlight? Now those guys are gonna be even faster. So once all of this is encased inside of glowstone, it should be the fastest that it can possibly be. But there we go. Now we've gotten ourselves an antimatter. So it's all getting auto-crafted and ready to go. Now I just need a way to automatically get this over to here. I have an idea as to how to do that. So for this to work, I'm gonna need something special. This thing, the ME wireless connector. The recipe is a little bit different from the last time I had used it, but it should be the same. So all we need is another extended machine frame, 3 wireless boosters, 2 dense smart cables, and 2 wireless receivers. Is there a fluid involved? Oh, this is a different machine. Okay, now we got ourselves this crystal assembler. I don't know what it does. I don't want to know what it does. I just want to get this out of the way. So I'm just going to slap this baby right here and we're going to hope that it works. So we can go ahead and slap in our extended machine, our wireless, these guys. Here they are, the cables. Okay, so now this should start crafting it. There we go. So with this, we should then get ourselves our wireless connectors. Then we're gonna also want to throw in a calculation processor, 2 iron, a singularity, and another wireless receiver. And this should make ourselves, this is a one-time craft, our wireless ME setup. So there we go. That should be good. I'm then going to want to go ahead and grab myself a few more cables. I'm just going to pull them all out. And now we should be ready. So what I now need to do is I want to put this baby right back here. This is our wireless connector. And then I can go ahead and right click this, I believe. Yeah, setting is clear. Okay, no, I need to right click it like that normally. Okay, then we can just head on down over to here. And I can go ahead and put this baby right over here, should work. And then we can just right click it again. So then what we're then going to want to do is we're just want to go ahead and put our import bus right over here. I needed an export bus, not an import bus. I got it backwards. Okay, well, fortunately, I already had everything for it. So we got our export bus. I need to grab a red matter because we are going to want to filter this to be specifically pumping in red matter. And then we can just go ahead and cable this baby up, and we should just need to carry it all the way over to here, and we should be good. I'm gonna misclick a lot of this stuff, and you know what? That's starting to anger me, but there we go. Now we gotten that, so now it should import our red matter, which I have connected to my drawer network, so now it should all just be good. But there we go. Now we've gotten all of these guys set up. We're making infinite amounts of the matter. Some of them are then getting backlogged though, because we just have so much of this good stuff right here. So it's then going to stop generating. That is okay though, as we can, like I said before, make more of these tanks and then just have all of them going upwards into a larger area. So I'm just gonna have this whole room be full of these tanks as well as more of these replicators. I really do need to get another replicator actually, so that way I can then start replicating replicators. I already got the replicator, so then I can just go ahead and throw that in here, and there we go. Now that we've gotten all this ready, that then begs the question, how do we actually automate this stuff in the way that I would want to? Because I got it requested from AE2, right? You know, that's all gotta be there. There is a bridge, AE2 replication bridge. It is not hard for me to make. I just need a replica block, and then I believe, yeah, I just need 2 more, actually, I already have a lot of these pattern providers set to autocraft, so that's fine. And then just some storage buses. All right, so now we can go ahead and make this baby right here. And there we go. Now we've gotten ourselves the replica bridge. Now, I believe all I should need to do is connect this to one side of these guys. And then I just need to cable this all the way up to here. If I head back up to here, I should actually be able to find the matter. So now, if I go ahead and find replica, I can make these guys. So I could request another replicator in here. So everything inside of there already acts as a recipe, meaning I don't need to make another pattern. So if we go ahead and make that, it should already be in there. And it automatically comes here. My goodness, that is beautiful. Alrighty, for the final thing we need to do, I'm gonna go ahead and expand this room all the way. I'm gonna glass this baby up. I'm gonna add everything, and I'll show you all the final product. We really don't even need this monitor anymore, do we?
Eventually.
Alrighty, all ready to see it? Here it is. My room is full of tanks, each column holding its own. It was a pain in the butt for me to get it to be like this, but they're all locked. They're all set to their individual priorities, and at the bottom here, in each of them, they will all be able to void the access. So here we go. I have myself here, I think it's like 21 of these replicators. I don't have the speed upgrade on them because turns out this is actually incredibly laggy when I'm mass producing stuff. But then here in the center, we also have 8 of these chip storages, all holding a total of 64 memory chips, which if I remember correctly, I did the math a little while ago, I can hold about 1,029 different item recipes inside of these. It is beautiful, and I can always expand it to be more if I need it. I added the monitor back as well as the disintegrators just for the purpose of this thing looking absolutely beautiful, and also, of course, you know, to be able to have ourselves a wonderful thumbnail shot. The fact that we are able to do this like this is absolutely beautiful. So everything else is a problem for later. There is one last thing I want to show you guys, which is apparently there's a bit of a bug with the replication integration. We should be able to see it. Oh, yeah, there it was. So apparently the bridge mod kind of acts as like a bug to where it tries to store it also into here as well. I don't know if it's because of it being a bug with this like storage lectern connection or not. Now that I actually do have replication though, I'm pretty sure I can replicate the ME drives and storage disks, which means we can actually completely separate ourselves from the magical storage now. I already kind of had to with connecting another one to the storage connector, as turns out fluid drawers do not actually connect to this thing. So yeah, with this, we're gonna be able to do a lot of stuff. But that is for later. For right now, all I want to do is open up today's chance cube. Yes, it is that part of the show where I open a chance cube, risking my life for your entertainment. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Oh, well that's rather unfortunate. Wait, what are they named? Wait, I can't read your name. Cascading Dongs. That's beautiful. So do you like this video? Good. The bitch should check out our last Stoneblock 4 video where we got ourselves time crystals for the Chronon Resonator. Bye!